morning, third graders. Welcome back to Google Classroom and Math Class with Mrs. Lawson and Liz. And we just want to share a highlight or two of our long weekend and Easter celebration. Liz, what was the highlight for you?
So we did a lot of hiking and just normal stuff, like Easter stuff. We colored eggs and got baskets and ate a lot of candy. So just like the whole Easter festivities.
All right, good. And for me, it's always like the family time. I love having all my kids home. And we did go visit a waterfall and some hiking. So those were definite highlights. All right, if you could please get your math journal and get ready to go to page 235 with us this morning. All right, third graders, the lesson today is 7-7, page 235, fractions greater and less than 1/2. So the directions say to use the fraction number line poster to help you write fractions that are less than, equal to, and greater than 1/2. So before we flip back to that fraction number line poster, we actually made it a couple weeks ago. Let's see what they're asking for. In this first box, they want us to list fractions that are less than 1/2. In this box, fractions equal to 1/2. And in the last box, fractions greater than 1/2. So Liz is going to flip us back. If you would please go back to page 229. This is when we made the fraction number line poster. So Liz, if we're looking for fractions that are less than 1/2, we would have to go to this 1/2 mark, cover it up with the pink paper, and what are some options the students would have?
Any of these. So you could do 1/4, you could do 2/8, 1/3, 1/6, any of these.
Sure, good. And we're going to give you a moment to do that in just a second. Then it asks the middle box, what is equal to 1/2? And there's only 3 choices there, Liz. What are they?
2/4, 4/8, and 3/6.
Good. And the last box is what is greater than 1/2. So if we cover that up, what are some of the options they have?
3/4, 6/8, 2/3, and 5/6.
Sure. And Liz just listed a couple. So Susie's going to take kind of a long picture of this for you in case you don't have these answers written in. And I'd like you to go back to page 235 and fill in those 3 boxes at the top. All right, Liz, now for question 2, it says choose 2 fractions that are less than 1/2. And I probably should back up, third graders, and tell you that Liz went ahead and wrote all the fractions that were less than 1/2, all the fractions that were equal to 1/2, and all the fractions that were greater than 1/2. So you should have had all of these as well, or at least a couple if you did not choose to write them all. Now moving down, write 2 fractions that are less than 1/2. So Liz, you just get to pick 2 fractions out of this box.
I'm going to choose 1/4 and 1/3.
Okay, so third graders, I would like you to use those same fractions, and then on number 3, you'll get to pick. So 1/4 and 1/3. So of these 2 fractions, which one is closer to 0, and how do we know? So we're going to flip back to this. So Liz chose 1/4 and 1/3. Liz, which one is closer to 0?
1/4.
And how do you know?
Because it's to the left of 1/3.
Good, on the number line. Good. So you'll write 1/4 is closer to 0 because it's to the left of 1/3 on the number line.
I just said that because I thought I was going to run out of room. I was just like
okay.
1/4 because, so I was just answering it.
Okay, so let's just pause for a second and let the boys and girls get that written. All right, so now write a number sentence that compares your 2 fractions, and you'll use less than, greater than, or equal to. So Liz, you have to write it out as a number sentence.
And 1/3, and we know that 1/4 is less, so we'll do is less than.
Good job. All right, and for number 3, third graders, you're going to come up to this box that says fractions that are greater than 1/2, and choose 2 of them, and do just what Liz did here. So you'll choose two fractions that are greater than 1/2, write them each on these two lines like she did up here. And then of those two fractions, which one is closer to 1? So let's flip back to this. Of the two that you choose, which is closer to 1, which is along this right-hand side. See if you can fill that in.
Number 3. Choose two fractions that are greater than 1/2. So we chose 3/4 and 7/8. Okay. Do you want me to flip?
Please.
Okay. So here we have 3/4 and 7/8, and we can see that if this is 1, 7/8 is closer to 1 because it is to the right of 3/4. On the number line.
Good.
So we come back and we skip that answer. 7/8 is closer to 1 because it's to the right of 3/4 on the number line. All right, now it says write a sentence that compares your two fractions. So we did 7/8 is greater than 3/4.
Excellent. All right, third graders, and that concludes math for today. We will see you tomorrow for math with Mrs. Lawson and
Liz!